Breaking news! Breaking news!
And we are live here, and it is really, really bright. My light's really bright. All right, let me turn that down. Okay, guys, there is no rest for the wicked, and we have breaking news. Not only do we have one story breaking, not only do we have two story breaking, we have this 3 stories breaking. Okay, and so let's start out with, we're going to work our way from California back east. So in California, there's something called May versus Bonta, which is a lawsuit challenging SB2. SB2 was basically California's Concealed Carry Improvement Act analog, basically the same law as in New York, but in California. The Ninth Circuit Court originally put an administrative stay on the sorry, I was reading something. The Ninth Circuit Court originally put administrative stay on a district court judge's decision to go ahead and rule SB2 as unconstitutional. That stay has now been lifted, and they combined the cases of May versus Bonta and a couple others. That stay has been lifted, and the court has decided not to go ahead and issue another administrative stay. There is a hearing set for April, which means the law will not be in effect until April, if ever at all, which is awesome. So Gavin Newsom is probably really, really pissed off. This is immediate. The stay is lifted. The law is no longer in effect for right now. This is huge for people that are living in California. And thank you so much for the $2 super chat. So that is the first story. This is awesome. The law is blocked and is not in effect right now, which is incredibly, incredibly important. I would read you the court document, but all it says is, hey, we're combining these cases. The administrative stay is lifted, and we decline to place another administrative stay on it. There might be a stay, but that will not be issued until April at the earliest. So that is a really cool thing right there. Right. So that is the first thing that is going on. Okay. And if you do not know Michael Cargill, second story, we're going to go to Texas now. Michael Cargill is the guy that sued over bump stocks. Bump stocks were reclassified as machine guns by the ATF. He sued, he won in the 5th, but then the Supreme Court stepped in and placed an administrative stay on bump stocks being legal until they could decide to grant cert or not. Registration just means the Supreme Court will hear the case, and they granted cert. We've been waiting to get a date for oral arguments, and now we have that. That's going to be at 8 a.m. on February 28th. 8 a.m. at February 28th down at SCOTUS, which I'm going to try to make it down there. They will be arguing for and against bump stocks being classified as machine guns, which means we will probably get a decision from the Supreme Court next fall. So they're here they were here this spring. By next fall, by this time next year, bump stocks will either definitely be illegal or bump stocks will be legal once more. Once we get that'll be great. That is another huge story from that happened today. So that is the second big story. Michael Cargill is a great guy, good Texan, great. So that's two big stories. Now for the third one, our friend Thomas Massey, who is a friend of the channel, great guy. He is a true gun person in Congress. He's just not acting. He's really a gun guy. I've spoken to him. He knows a lot about guns. He has introduced a bill that is backed by the National Shooting Sports Federation, NSSF, the people that put on SHOT Show, that would lower the age to buy a handgun from 21 to 18 federally, which means 18-year-olds will be able to go through a NICS check to buy a handgun. Right now, you can still buy a handgun at 18, but you have to buy it through a private sale. But this will change it so you can buy it directly from a dealer at the age of 18. So that is another big story here. I don't think it has any chance of passing. Even if it did get through Congress, Biden would veto it. But it is good to see that these bills are being introduced and being pushed, which is good. The way bills work is that you introduce them over and over again, even though you know they're going to fail every single time. You build more and more and more support. And then when you have control of the White House and both chambers of Congress, maybe you have a chance of passing it. That's the way that the political game is played. It's the way the political game has been played forever, and that is the way it is being played now. And I do see Sabar out there, so I got to get Sabar allegedly. That's Sabar right there. Juan Wick, as people like to call him, great guy. So that is three big stories, and they all have an impact across the country. Vetoes can get overwritten, but you have to get it by a super majority, like 2/3, and you're not going to get that. So Thomas Massey is proposing this, and as Gilly says, it does get them on the record to where they vote on, like where they have to vote on it and register a vote, which is very good because that allows us to know where our representatives stand. A lot of times the representatives try to obfuscate their views, and yeah. So there you go. That is the three big stories. I was going to wait until Monday, but when the first one broke and then the second one broke and then the third one broke, yeah, it was time to go live. I have talked to a few different people about this, and everyone seems very happy. I know CRPA was going to put out a statement about it. Maybe they have. Let's see. California Pistol Rifle Association probably did. The May versus Bonta case is a California Pistol Rifle Association, along with Gun Owners of America, Gun Owners Foundation, and Second Amendment Foundation. It's three different places working together, and I like the fact that there's three different organizations that are working together to overturn laws. And I think this is something that we need to see more of. We need to see more of organizations working together to overturn laws. There's differences between each organization, But if they can work together to overturn unconstitutional laws, that is great. And I got my hats off goes to Gun Owners Foundation, Gun Owners of America, CRPA, and SAF, which seems to be those groups, those 4 groups there. GOF is the nonprofit arm of GOA, but they do file long lawsuits. Oh, and Gun Owners of California as well. Those 5 groups. Gun Owners of California is part of GOA as well. But it's good to see that these groups are pitting aside their differences and working together to advance gun rights. And I think that we need to have more of that through there. Well, CRPA is actually a NRA affiliate. They really don't do anything with NRA, but they are an NRA affiliate. Well, NRA is too busy paying Wayne $17 million to go away. But yeah, there's that. There's 2A EDU. He hit me up with this information about the May versus Bonta thing. So hats off to 2A EDU as well. I was doing research, trying to get in touch with the lawyers because they were out doing stuff they weren't even aware was going down. And yeah, it's really funny that they released it. Usually the lawyers get it first, but I got it 10 minutes before the lawyers got it to their mailboxes, which is unusual. Usually it's the other way around. The lawyers get it, and I usually get it from the lawyers before it actually hits my email box. But this time it was kind of weird because I got it and then they got it, and 280U got it before the lawyers did. But yeah, now the lawyers are aware of it. They are looking over it, and they are happy. I can tell you that for sure because I spoke to them, and they are definitely happy. All right, guys. I think 280U has a show on locals tonight. You got to check that out. 280U is a great guy. If you don't know 280U, he's one of the smartest people on YouTube, and he's just a really, really smart guy, and he knows a lot about the Constitution. A lot about the Constitution. So go ahead and check him out. If there's no more questions, I just want to thank Robert Friel for the super sticker. That's great. There's no more questions. I am going to get out of here. And yeah. And I guess there's no questions. So therefore, I didn't think that the stay was going to be lifted, but like I always say, you can never tell what a court is going to do. Sometimes they will do something that surprises you, like in this case, where they lift the stay, and yeah, that's it. So hopefully in April, the stay will not go back into effect and it will just die off because, hey, we need to do that. There's Rob McNeely of Tusk.network. Where is he? There he is. Go to TUFC.network or TUFC. I think they have another one, but TUFC.network will redirect you over. All right. The FBC case was challenging the SB2 was folded into May versus Bonta. So now they are consolidated into one case. So FBC is going to go ahead and do that. So I guess FBC is going to be joining on with the case since their case got rolled into the May versus Bonta case. So it's definitely a good thing, and they have a lot more firepower coming at this. I also do not think that this is going to survive the 9th. I know the 9th is a very, very anti-gun court system, but I think that they are going to rule for freedom this time. But we'll have to see. You can never, ever tell. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here and get going. All right, guys, I love you guys very much. Stay ever vigilant, stay ever free, keep in the fight. I am out of here. Not only does Mike, my friend DLD After Dark have a show tonight, but so does some other people. So be sure to watch the live streams because it always helps out people. 280U, DLD After Dark, and whoever else. All right.